Okay, hello everyone. How are we doing? I hope we all enjoy our weekend. So, real quick, without really wasting much of our time, I want to quickly review to us guys what I'm currently looking at as the market is about to open. So, before I really dive in deeper, I want us guys to know that everything I'm sharing with us guys here is my own personal opinion. Trading is a very, very high probability game. So, all what I will be sharing with us guys here is my own personal opinion and the probability that I'm actually looking at price should really, really deliver to me, right? So without really wasting much of our time, let's really, really get started, right? I don't really want to make this video so long, right? Because I don't want to take much of your time, right? So here is Europe USD, GBP JPY. I mean to say, here is GBP JPY, and we can see, those areas where I highlighted as a POI. This simply means point of interest. This is where I'm looking to short the market from. Regardless of the higher time frame bias, we are really, really trending bullish on GBP JPY, but currently we can see that we had a shift in structure right from the 4 hours time frame. So probably this identified that the daily time frame is ready to start delivering that new higher low. So let me quickly show us guys that, right? Let me quickly show us guys that. So here is the daily time frame. Here is the daily time frame. It's look more clearer. Let me just show us guys from the weekly. Let me show us guys from the weekly. I think it will make more sense if we see it from the weekly perspective, right? From the weekly time frame, we are really, really trending bullish, but currently market is on a contraction phase, right? Market is in a contraction phase. So probably what we'll be seeing more on the lower time frame is a form of lower lows and lower highs. That is why it is important to understand multiple time frame analysis, right? If you understand multiple time frame analysis, you will understand what I mean by what, if the higher time frame is bullish, probably we can be able to trade the lower time frame if you understand multiple time frame analysis. And we can see from the weekly, like I don't know why this thing is really, really delaying. From the weekly, we are really expanding, but currently I am seeing a raising, right? I'm seeing a raising for a price to start pulling back to create that new higher low, right? So that is the reason why I'm really looking to look for those shots right from the 4 hours time frame. But if price decides to take out those supply zones, it's still fine, right? Regardless of the trend, right? We are really, really trending bullish. So I suspect that price should keep buying, and then what I should look out for is more buys. But I don't really know why this thing right here is really holding me. Like I don't really want to make this video so long. I don't want to make this video so long, and my network is kind of frustrating me right now. So here is the weekly time frame. It has finally loaded. So we can see GBP JPY, we have really, really been trending bullish for a very, very long time. And I assure us guys that we will keep trending bullish because the overall bias on GBP JPY is bullish. So look at the weekly time frame. The market has been trending bullish. Can we see that? Right? The market has really been trending bullish, putting on this form of higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. Like I predicted this move. This was my supply demand zone that was actually looking at price should sell down to and then give us this high, which you can see price really deliver to us guys like that perfectly, right? So we can see as the market has been really, really trending bullish. So probably the market won't just continue going like this, right? Definitely the market will need to what breathe, right? Definitely the market will need to breathe. That's to create a new higher low. So this is my weekly time frames demand zone where I am actually looking at price to really, really sell down to and then mitigate. Then I start looking for my lower time frame confirmation. This is the demand zone. This is my weekly demand zone that I'm looking for longs. But currently now, you know I'm looking to, since the market has started showing me some confirmation that this weekly time frame is ready to start pulling back. I'm interested on what taking the shot to probably look at this demand zone for a mitigation. But because I highlight this demand zone right here does not mean that price must definitely come back to this demand zone before we experience that long, right? It might get back to that demand zone, price might get back to this demand zone, price might not get back to this demand zone. So that is what I really need us to understand, right? You just have to keep it in mind that because you highlight a supply or demand zone does not mean price must definitely come back to those areas of supply, right? Or demand. You have to really, really understand that, right? So we can see the weekly time frame perspective. So looking at the daily time frame also is aligning with the weekly time frame bias, right? So we can see the weekly high, the weekly low, and since then, market has really been buying up massively. Since then, market has really been buying up massively. So moving to the 4 hours time frame, I started seeing a form of change of character, right? So this change of character that I saw from the 4 hours time frame is actually giving me a kind of confirmation that the weekly and the daily time frame is ready to start pulling back to form that new higher low that I am currently anticipating to see price forming, right? So which we can see right here, when the market was really expanding from the weekly to the daily time frame, we can see how they were really putting on this form of higher highs, higher highs, and higher lows and higher highs, and then we shifted from bullish to bearish, right? So what's the next thing that we should look out for, right? We should look out for this pullback and then wait for my confirmation, right? Wait for that confirmation, I mean. Then we'll start looking to short the market down, right? So this is what I'm really waiting. This is what I'm really looking to see on the market, as the market is about to open in a few minutes time, right? So I'm really looking at price should buy up to these supply zones, which I highlighted as a POI, which simply means point of interest. Once price mitigate them, what I want to see is my lower time frame confirmation. So if this supply zone right here will fail to hold price, then probably I'm fine. It's okay if my supply zone does not hold price, right? It's absolute okay. And then I will probably look at this other supply which is at the extreme high. I'll probably be looking at it for another confirmation. And if price decides to keep buying up, regardlessly, let's remember the overall bias of the market, right? Let's remember where the money is really flowing, right? Let's remember where the money is really flowing. So if the market decides to take out all those supply zones, is this okay, right? Number one, the overall bias is bullish. So even when the supply zone fails to hold price, probably is because the market is really expecting where the money is really flowing, and then we'll probably look out for a new opportunity in the market, right? It's simple like that. Like, I don't try to complicate it, right? I try to keep it simple to myself. So on GBP JPY, this is the simple idea that I'm currently looking at. This is the simple idea that I'm really looking at. I'm looking to short the market for now, and it's a kind of long-term sell, right? If you will really hold price, if you will be able to hold, the sell, it's a very long sell. If our probability actually showed up, right? If our supply zone are mitigate and then we have that confirmation, it's a very long-term sell, right? And all those areas where you can see I identify those this vertical line, that this horizontal line that that you guys saw that I draw, those are areas where I'm really looking at to see price really getting at, right? So I'm really seeing looking at price should come to those zones right here, and and probably those are my areas of TP. If I will be able to catch this sell from this top side, those are my areas of TP, right? We can see we have equal lows here, we have a form of imbalance right here, we have imbalances, like we have a lot of imbalanced price action that is currently resting here, which is really giving me more confirmation to probably look at this sell right here, which is really giving me more confirmation to look out for this sell. But before I really take this sell, like I said, I want to wait for that confirmation. Like, my slogan is no confirmation, no entry. Like, this is the only thing that really make my trading idea a sound trading idea, because I can't just be taking trade from supply or demand zone, right? Likely those supply zone can fail, right? So I want to confirm those demand zone. I want to see a reason for me to actually trade that supply or demand zone, right? Which is the reason is waiting for that confirmation before I start looking to short the market, right? So GBP JPY, I'm looking to short the market, right? I'm looking to short the market. So if you really like this idea, you can add it to your watch list. Let's keep an eye and see what the market will really play out, right? And see what the market will really play out. So the second trade idea, I'm looking at I think AUD NZD. I'm looking at AUD NZD. AUD NZD, I was really looking at to short from here. Let it load back. This Europe USD. Oh, AUD NZD. I was really looking to short the market down from those supply zone right here, but we can see price did not get back to this supply zone, and then market start selling down. And through my back testing, looking at where price really mitigate off from, we had this week right here that price really mitigated, and then give us that confirmation. Like if I will move to the lower time frame, my entry model really showed up on this particular trade right here, but I did not really look at it because I only trade at my areas of interest, right? I always trade at my areas of interest because that is what gives me confidence. And also, even if I take a loss, as long as I traded it from my areas of interest, as long as I traded it from my area of interest, and I also waited for my confirmation, it's not really gonna bother me. I look at that as a normal loss, right? I look at that as a normal loss. So let me quickly, since we have delivered a new trading range that we can, personally identify, look out for, let me quickly, show us guys my areas where I can potentially be putting my confidence on, seeing price retracing back to, then we continue going with the order flow of the market. Then we continue going with the order flow of the market. ADNZD, the overall bias is bearish right from the monthly time frame. Like I love looking at the general sentiment of the market from the very higher time frame before I move to my lower time frame too, because doing that gave me more confidence, gave me more confirmation, knowing where the money is really flowing, right? Because you really need to know where the money is flowing, right? By doing that, you will always you will always catch good trade, right? That is it is very important to know where the money is flowing. That's always working with the trend of the market, always working with the trend of the market. That will really help you, right? That will really help you in always catching good trade, right? So we can see right here we have a lower low, right? We had a pullback, we created this new lower high. We will expect of this week right here, which if we refine this week on the lower time frame, we are going to see a very nice supply zone that has not been yet mitigated, right? We have a very nice supply zone that have not been yet mitigated, which price really came back, mitigated, and then give us a confirmation. Then we deliver a new lower low, and look at how price really move aggressively to the downside, right? Look at how price really move aggressive to the downside. So we deliver this new lower low right here. We deliver this new lower low, and where am I really suspecting price should really start reversing back from, right? Because one thing I need us guys to understand is this market does not move extra hazard. This market does not just move because it needs to move, right? This market move in phases. There are areas where they are causing price to create a higher high and a higher low. If we're in a bullish trend, there are areas where they are making price to react in order for price to create a new higher low. So a new higher low does not just form because a new higher low needs to be formed. There are areas where they are making price to create those reversal, right? And on a bullish trend, areas where price used to react off from to create that pullback are all supply zones that have not been yet mitigated, right? Are supply zones that have not been yet mitigated, while on the bearish trend are what? Demand zone that have not been yet mitigated. So currently on this trade right here, which demand zone that I should probably put my confidence, and I should probably be looking at to see price reacting off from in order for me to see a pullback before the overall sell, right? So on this right here, I'm looking at this week right here, because this week, if we refine it more on the lower time frame, we are going to see a very, like, my network is kind of really frustrating. My network is really frustrating right now. So let's try to refine this week on the 1 hours time frame. As a smart money trader, we all know that we are researchers, right? So can you see this? Can you see this? Like, we have this demand zone right here. So if we are going to measure the 50% of this demand zone, I assure us guys that the institutional orders has not been yet mitigated. So can we see this? We have the 50% of this demand zone right here that has not been yet mitigated. So potentially I will be looking at to see price reacting up from this supply zone right here, right? I'll be looking at price to react from this supply zone and then deliver that new lower high before we continue with the overall movement, which is bearish movement, right? So let me go back to the 4 hours time frame. Let me quickly share with us guys where I will be looking to short the market off from. So looking at this supply zone right here, we can see this supply zone has been mitigated, right? Looking at this supply zone has been mitigated, and this also has been mitigated, right? This also has been mitigated. So where is the last before the down move candle that has not been yet mitigated? This is the last move, this is the last down move, right? This is the last up move before the down move, I mean, right? This is the last up move before the down move that has not been yet mitigated. So I will be really looking at this area right here as my area of interest, right? This is where I will be currently looking at price would pull back and then mitigate and then give me my lower time frame confirmation before I start looking for another short position. So I will be looking at price should really give me a new lower high from this demand zone right here, then see price coming back to this supply zone, and then I start looking for another sell to the downside. So probably this supply zone, let me give us guys one of the reasons why I love this supply zone, right? Let me give us some reasons why I love, like I won't love to really share this here because this is my private, checklist, right? This is my private checklist. I don't love sharing it publicly, but let me just do that for us guys. Like looking at this supply zone right here, number one, the number one confluence that I'm really seeing that is giving me a lot of confidence that price can decide to come back and then mitigate, then we start seeing that sell. Number one is we have an engulfing candle, right? We have an engulfing candle that actually engulf the last before the down move can the up move before the down move. We can see we have price engulfing this bullish, this supply zone right here, or other block, whatsoever you feel like calling it. We can see we have price engulfing it, right? And looking at liquidity, right, we can see that we have a bunch of sellers that are selling from this low right here, from this high. We have sellers here, we have sellers here, and then what did we see? We can see that price just took out whatsoever is selling from here, right? We see price took out whatsoever is selling from here. After price took whosoever is selling down from here, and then after price took them out, what do we now see? We can see how price started moving aggressively to the downside, leaving behind those imbalances, right? This you can see how price is leaving behind those imbalance, and also we have another imbalance inside here. So if you're seeing this kind of confluence, you know if you're seeing this kind of confluence around your area of interest, it really makes a lot of sense, right? Paying attention to those kind of zone, waiting for price to come back for a mitigation there, because likely price is always attracted to those kind of areas, right? And also what I'm seeing currently now, I'm seeing like a form of flip zone, right? I'm seeing like a form of flip zone because if we move to the 1 hours time frame, definitely we are going to see this as a form of higher high, higher low, higher high, right? And then definitely we'll have a lot of individuals, that will be looking to go long from this demand zone here, right? We'll have a lot of individuals that will be looking to go long from this demand zone, right? Probably they were able to make some little profit, and then what do we now see? Price just sweep them out, right? So this is our flip zone, and then we had a break of structure to the downside. So this supply zone is really aligned with flip zone. We have engulfing, we have gap of liquidity, we have imbalance, right? So we can see all the confluences that are really aligning on this supply zone that I'm really looking for targeting. So this give me more confirmation that likely price can react up from this supply zone and then give me my lower time frame confirmation, then I take my shot. So because all those things are all those confluences that are aligning with this supply zone, it doesn't still mean that I should go aggressively on this trade, because I don't find uh like going aggressively does not really make a lot of sense to me. Like it does is like me trying to go aggressively is just like I'm trying to trade pure like structure, right? So I want to see some reason why I want to take my shot, right? I want to see some reason, I want to see some confirmation as my areas of interest, right? So let me refine this supply zone more lower on the lower time frame. so that we can be more precisely, right? So like as a smart money trader, we all know that we are researchers, right? When we have a supply zone, we refine it more lower on the lower time frame so that we can get in more precisely. So I'm having a 4 hours time frame point of interest. I will be looking at the 15 minutes time frame refinement, sorry, the 30 minutes or the 15 minutes time frame refinement, depending on where I'm really seeing what make a lot of sense to me, right? Depending on where looking at the 15 minutes time frame, we can see we have a graph of liquidity. We have a graph of liquidity here because we have sellers, here, right? We have people that are looking to short this market from this candle right here. But then look at what actually happened. Look at what simply happened. We have this candle right here that just took out people that are selling down from here. And then look at how price move very, very aggressively to the downside. Look at how price move very, very aggressive to the downside, leaving those imbalances behind. So, but with my 30 minutes time frame refinement, I'm so interested in this supply right here. I will target this whole range right here, right? I'll target this whole range. We have an engulfing, we have a graph of liquidity that is also aligning there. So this gives me more confidence. I have imbalance that price can potentially come back and fill, right? So you can see all those confluences are aligning here. So this gives me more confirmation that price can likely pull back to those supply zone, and then I start looking for my short position. It's as simple as this, right? So let me quickly look at the 15 minutes time frame. Like as a smart money trader, you need to understand that we are researchers, right? We are researchers. So can you see on the 15 minutes time frame the same thing? Like the 15 minutes time frame even look more clearer than the 30 minutes time frame, right? The 15 minutes time frame look more clearer. We can see we have sellers here, and then what was the next thing? Boom, we have this candle swept whosoever that are selling down from here. Then we had a sell down, and then we have pullback. We mitigated this last before the down move candle, and then what happened again? We still see price boom to the down. We still see price sell down to the down. We sell down, right? Very, very aggressively, leaving those imbalances behind. And then this last up move before the down move candle, we can see there is no any mitigation that has yet happened there. So this make very, very good sense to me to really look at price to come back from mitigation, right? So I think I have shared some of the reasons why I look at my area of supply or demand zone, because I'm not that kind of trader that will just come, I like supply zones, I like demand zone, and then start waiting for price to come back and deliver to those demand zone. Like I when highlighting my areas of supply or demand zone, probably I want to see a reason why I am looking at those supply zones for mitigation. I really want to see a reason why I'm looking at them for mitigation, right? So that when price get to there, I will probably have I'll probably have something to say why I look at those zones for mitigation and why they are holding, right? So it's as simple as that. So as a trader, whatsoever you are doing, you should be doing it with reason, right? Don't just come and just be doing uh things based on just the way you feel like doing it, right? So you should always have a reason why you are doing anything in this market. So let me quickly bring out my fib level and then measure the discounts. Let me see from this high to this low, you know we are sitting at the 61.8. If I should bring it out, I'm pretty sure we're really sitting at the 61.8. So can you see that? So likely, I really want to see price open first, and then I want to see how far this sell will really go, right? I want to see how far this sell will really go. But depending on where they stop, this is where I'm really looking at price should pull back to, and then I start waiting for my confirmation and short the market, right? And then short the market to the downside. So this is the simple idea I have on GBP, on AUD NZD. So if you really find it interesting, you can add it to your watch list. Let's keep an eye on this and wait for the probability to actually play out. It's as simple as that, right? Like I said from the beginning, I'm only observing the masses and doing the opposite, right? But the chances of my idea actually delivering to me is higher than it not happening. That is just one thing I believe, right? That is one thing I believe, because I'm not just trading because I'm not just identifying what I'm not just analyzing the market just because I need to analyze the market. I have what it takes for me to analyze the market and then put my confidence on my analysis and see how the probability will be delivering. So here is my AUD NZD trade idea. So let's keep an eye on it and see how price will really deliver. So let's move to Europe USD. Like Europe USD, I'm not seeing anything. Europe USD market has been flying. So likely this is my daily supply demand zone. I mean, this is my daily demand zone. So likely price can really sell down massively, then mitigate of this demand zone. Let me just show us guys. Like like Europe USD, like I'm I'm very long on Europe USD, and I will keep preaching this. Like I'm very long on Europe USD. I've been I've since when price is here, since when price has not yet delivered this high right here. I've been following this guy. Like I shared this on my Instagram last week. I shared this on my Instagram. Since when price was here, I've been following this trend, right? I've been following this trend to the upside because I know that the overall bias on Europe USD is bullish, and the same when we took out this high, I identify my break of structure. I look at this as my area of demand, and then boom, we can see how price really buy up massively. And again, I'm looking at price should pull back to these demands. Like look at these imbalances, those inefficiency need to be filled. I'm looking at price should come back to this those and if I'm expecting price should come fill up those imbalances, mitigate up these demand zone, give me my confirmation, then I long this market, and if this demand zone will fail to hold price, there is no problem, right? I have my second demand zone. But Europe USD, the overall bias is bullish. And if you want to know why I'm really looking at Europe USD should keep buying, let me quickly show us guys. I know this is something I should keep it private, but no problem, I will show us guys the reason why I'm very bullish on Europe USD. So let's go to the 12 months, right? Let's go to the 12 month. I know you have not actually checked this. You have not ever checked this, right? So can we see the 12 month? Can we see the 12 month? The 12 month, what is the trend? What is the trend right from the 12 month? This is 1 year chart. This 1 year chart. We can see bullish, right? Europe USD bullish. We are very bullish from the 12 month. And we have this demand zone. We have our 12-month demand zone. What do we see? Our 12-month demand zone has been mitigated, my family. Our 12-month demand zone has been mitigated perfectly, right? Our 12-month demand zone has been mitigated. Can we see that? Our 12-month demand zone has been mitigated. So likely what we should expect is to see this high getting run. But I assure us guys that this will not happen very soon. Like this will not really happen soon. That's why we just need to keep following the word order flow on the lower time frame. But this is the reason why I am preaching that Europe USD, I'm looking for longs, a very long term long, right? Because we can see from the higher time frame, we can see the order flow, right? We can see the order flow. So let's quickly go back to the daily time frame, right? So at least I'll share with us guys the reason why I'm really looking at longs on Europe USD. So on the daily time frame, which I just simply share with us guys, I'm looking for long down here. I'm looking for long here. Once price mitigate my demand zone and then give me that confirmation. Very simple. Like this is how I try to keep it simple. Like you don't need to complicate it, family. You don't really need to complicate it. I think the traders that are more profitable, right? Traders that are more profitable are the traders that keep it more simple to themselves, right? They are the traders that keep it more simple to themselves. So, I don't need to complicate it, right? I don't need to complicate it. Like I remember that was then when I used to like complicate the way I do my things. But as time goes on, I discovered that what, I just need to look for that clean setup and then wait for the idea to actually deliver. Once my confluences have meet up, let me just take action. So we can see this one very clean. Let's go. Europe USD, like this might take time, but definitely if market will really deliver to these demands on and then give me a confirmation, we will still go long. Very simple. So Let's quickly go to GBP USD, which is the last pair I will be sharing with us guys today, family. So GBP USD, starting from the looking at the daily time frames bias, we can also see we are really trending bullish, right? We are really trending bullish. So from the 1 hour, 4 hour, because those are my favorite time frame that I trade as a lower time frame, right? Those are my favorite time frame. Then I look at my entry from 15 minutes time frame to sometimes 30 minutes or 5 minutes time frame, right? So now looking at the daily time frame on GBP USD, we can see the market is still trending bullish. Like the market has really been trending bullish, right? Since January, like if I'm not mistaken, since January this 2023, right? Since January, look at this is where the buy actually started from. Since January, we have really been trending bullish. The same thing goes to Europe USD. Remember, Europe USD, GBP USD, they are pairs that correlate. So if EU is buying, GU should be buying, right? So those two pairs are going to like buy massively based on my own point of view, right? Based on my own point of view, I'm looking at those guys to really buy up, right? I'm really looking at those pairs to go up, right? So currently this is where I'm looking for a reaction to see a pullback, right? All supply zones are what areas where they facilitate a pullback when we're in a bullish trend. All supply zones are areas where they facilitate a pullback when we are on a bullish trend. So looking at this right here from the daily time frame, here are my demand zone where I am really looking at, to really see price getting back to, then I start looking for longs. But like right here, there's nothing to look out for here again, right? This was my previous idea that did not really, price did not really sell down to those zones, because this was my daily demand zone when we took out this previous II. This was my daily demand zone. I was also looking at days, but we can see price did not really get deep to that demand zone, and then we deliver a new higher high, and this high meets up with my structural rule. So I'm so interested in seeing price. We're expecting this new structural range that price just deliver. So everything here is already a past tense to me, so I'm not looking at anything there, right? So I'm just focusing on this new trading range. So here is the daily time frame. So let me quickly share with us guys what I'm seeing on the 1 hours time frame, looking at the probability to show up, right? Looking at how the probability will simply show up. So from the 1 hours time frame standpoint, I think the market is open. Finally, the new week has begun. Let's go. Make sure you stay disciplined. So from the 1 hours time frame standpoint, we can see market is really trending bullish, high, low, and then high, right? So anything I'm looking at for is longs. Like I'm not really interested on those shorts. If you are interested on them, you can participate, because me right here, I don't do a sell to buy. I always focus on where the money is flowing. I'm always focusing on where the money is flowing, right? So I'm not really interested on the sell, but what I'm waiting for is for longs. And where I'm looking to longs is off from those area where you can see I highlighted as a POI, which simply means point of interest, So those are the areas where I'm looking for a mitigation. And probably the reason why I'm having this extreme supply demand zone right here, which is this down one right here, is because I'm kind of seeing a dynamic liquidity here, right? I'm kind of seeing a dynamic liquidity here. So if this demand zone right here will not really hold price, right? If this demand zone will not really hold price, then I'm really hoping to see price coming back to this demand zone, then fill up this imbalance right here, take out this liquidity that is resting below this low, then I look for a confirmation, right? No confirmation, no entry. That is my slogan. No confirmation, no entry. The same thing goes to this. And if the market will keep selling down, remember, we have our daily time frame demand zone. So we don't need to worry, right? What I did also is you guys will be like, why will you keep missing zones? My brother, you will miss zones. Your zones will get missing, right? Your zone, some of the zones that you highlight, price will break them. It is absolutely normal, right? And one thing you should always keep in mind, which is the most important thing as a trader you need to have, is you are not showing up on this chart to trade every day. You're not showing up on this chart to trade every day, but you are only showing up to analyze, right? After you are done analyzing, you want to wait for the idea to show up in order for you to start taking action. But if you are showing up every day to trade, then losses is your name. You will keep taking losses over and over and over again. So it is pretty simple. If this one did not hold, fine. If this one did not hold, fine. I'm not showing up to trade every day. I'm showing up to analyze and then wait for the idea to show up in order for me to take action. That is why I am showing up, right? But for you, if you are showing up to take trade all days, every day, it is pretty fine. That is your own personal decision, right? But I assure you that you are going to encounter so many losses in the market. I assure you that you are really, really going to encounter so many losses in the market. So learn how to, to stay very disciplined and learn how to always wait for the what good setups to show up in order for you to take action, right? And it is not necessary that you must trade. Like personally, do I trade a week, right? A week I can trade one time, I can trade two times, and I'm okay. The goal is to make money, right? And if I wait for one good trade, right? If I wait for one good trade, and that trade actually played out well the way I expect, and I'm able to execute the trade flawlessly, then definitely I will make my weekly target, and then I will make money off from that trade. It is as simple as that, right? With just one trade, my brother, I can make money, right? I can make money. So I don't need to be trading everything that is moving in this market. I don't really need to. And I don't want to. I don't want to. I have other things to do aside from trading. I have other things to do. So I don't need to sit down here and be watching. It will make me to start taking some decisions that I did not even plan, because that is the power of, try to sit and be watching your idea, because you will feel like you are not doing anything. So you need to find something that will distract you. So you don't need to trade all the time, family. You don't really need to trade all the time. So here is what I really, really have for us guys this week. And I pray that you guys really, really find these ideas very, very good. Very, very interested in, with some little word that I'm putting on the idea. I pray that, it's also helping you to sharpen your way of, you know, your point of view in trading as well, and then how to take in probability when identifying your chart, and stop trying to be right about the market. Like, there is no being right or being wrong in this market, because if you are wrong, you will lose. If you are right, you will still lose. So there is nothing like being wrong or right. Just analyze, wait for the probability to show up, and then once it showed up, you take action. It's as simple as that. So I wish us all a profitable week, family. I am Investor Shedrack, the profitable trader, but popular known as on my Instagram as Showboy. Yeah, because I'm very, very sure of whatsoever I'm doing in my life, and I believe in God, right? I really, really believe in God. He's the source of everything in my life. So I am Showboy. If you really want to follow me on my Instagram, that's my username. I am Showboy. Like, very, very simple like that. So let's go, family. And if you really love what I'm doing on my YouTube channel right here, I would love you to really, really show that support, family. I would really, really love you to show that support. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on that notification bell, and drop your comments for me, so that it will motivate me more to keep doing this. And also turn on that notification bell so that whenever I drop my weekly outlook like this, you will be notified. Thank you very much, family, for taking time watching this video. Thank you very much. Peace out, fam.